Hello, welcome back to Module 1, Introduction to Abnormal Psychology. This is Lecture 8, and the first lecture in the Foundations of Empathy series. It is such a common experience to struggle with mental health. It is likely that you've known family members, friends, and loved ones who've experienced a mental health problem at some point in their lives. Maybe you've had to deal with a mental health disorder in the past, or maybe you're dealing with one right now. This group of lectures, the Foundations of Empathy, will provide information that will help you feel more confident reaching out to support someone struggling with a mental health issue. Right now, we're going to discuss good mental health and coping strategies. We're going to begin the conversation with this question: what does it mean to have good mental health? Does it mean you're happy all the time? That you never experience any problems or struggles in life? No, of course not. Life has many ups and downs. Everyone struggles. Everyone goes through hard things: pain, sadness, stress, loneliness, grief, frustration, rejection, disappointment. I could go on. A person might be experiencing any combination of these emotions and still be emotionally healthy. So what then does it mean to have good mental health? First, an emotionally healthy person acknowledges and accepts when they're struggling. This is so important. If a person's going through a hard time, but they ignore it, deny it, and pretend everything's okay, and they keep pushing through, their struggle is going to become so much worse. Denying your struggle will not make it go away. In fact, denying it and pushing it away will make it come back even stronger. So if you're having a hard time, just say so. First, acknowledge it to yourself and accept it. After you accept you're struggling, you can take the next step, which is to acknowledge it to someone you love and trust. If you see someone in your life who's having a hard time, but seems committed to acting as if everything's okay, you can gently remind them that everyone struggles and goes through hardship, and you're there for them to talk to if they need it. Okay, so the first step toward good mental health is to be honest with yourself when you're having a hard time. What then? The next step is to develop healthy coping methods, or in other words, healthy and helpful ways of managing the difficulties you're experiencing. I'm sure we can all think of examples of unhealthy coping methods, ways in which we or people in our lives have responded to emotional difficulties that have actually made things worse instead of better. Some people may withdraw from the important people in their lives. Others may immerse themselves in their work as a means of ignoring their emotional pain. Some may eat too much, sleep too much, drink too much alcohol, or party too much. Unhealthy coping methods may look very different from each other, but they all have something in common. In some way, they allow people to avoid facing and dealing with their struggle head-on. Healthy coping methods, on the other hand, allow people to face their struggles and find a way to manage them while still functioning and meeting the demands of their daily lives. Sometimes healthy coping means finding a way to work on your emotional pain so it goes away altogether. Other times, healthy coping means finding a way to carry your emotional pain more lightly so you can still participate in your life, even though you're going through a hard time. This concludes our first discussion about empathy. Take a look at the last slide for this lecture and watch a short video about some common unhealthy coping strategies. As you watch the video, think about whether you engage in any of these strategies when you're feeling depressed and overwhelmed. In the last lecture of the next module, we will talk about core supportive skills and active listening.